I think, for me, drag was a place, much of my life, and I kind of alluded to it a little bit, but much of my life, I felt like I wasn't allowed or eligible, or like I was waiting for somebody to give me permission to, um, to liberate myself, really, and oftentimes for me, it was like leaving Idaho and getting to Phoenix, Arizona, and then getting to Chicago, and then getting to San Francisco, in all those places, I finally was in environments where I could finally let more of myself out. And I could let more of myself be seen by others and better understood by myself. And so when I landed in drag in my 20s, I had a really hard time with it. I enjoyed it. I even enjoyed like people finding me attractive, but I was also weirded out about it because I was just realizing that I was like, I'm just a dude who wants to have sex with dudes, not a dude who wants to be a girl, which was just my own internalized crap, right? And I was unable to really own it or live into it, or, I was still trying to figure it out for myself. So 5 years ago, I ended up getting into drag for a recovery program to raise money. I'm also sober. And so to raise money for the community, and a friend of mine had just died. And so and they were a beautiful drag queen. And I was like, okay, what am I waiting for? It's like, I was always waiting until I don't know what, because I wasn't practicing. I wasn't trying on any clothes, it's like, I wasn't doing anything to prepare for doing it. And so I just finally did it one weekend, and I had a really hard time with it. I felt really vulnerable. I couldn't not do it either. I was so excited about it. And I had this, it's just I really wanted to make sure it was authentic to me and not what everyone else was doing. And I was just really struggling with it in ways that I didn't see other people. They were talking about putting on this character or being somebody else. And for me, it was really more about an exposing of myself. I remember starting to use she pronouns a decade ago, even when I was, I guess, not identifying as a trans person, and really having that battle of can I use she or not she, because I'm not male to female, or, I'm not trans enough to use a she, and, all this sort of stuff. And yet when somebody called me she, oh, I felt so seen, you know what I mean? And I couldn't see it then, but I don't know what's more transy than that. And in my understanding of myself now. But I used to always say that's because they see my spirit. It was a term of endearment at that time of my life for somebody referred to me as she. And I was like, why not have everybody? I want everybody to see me that way, But when I was able to get into drag, it gave me permission to try on clothes, and it gave me a stage, and it gave me community, and it gave me I could even just walk the streets. I felt, safe like that because I was in drag. There was some sort of reason for it, right? And through that process, at the end of the night, I never wanted to get out of my clothes. I never wanted to get out of my makeup, and it was more than just an aesthetic. I can't explain it. I just had never felt more in my body than when I could make my outsides, I don't know, when I can adorn my outsides in a way that allows me to be more inside my body. And that's really what drag was really helping me to, was embody myself. And through that process, I was able to be well, why do I have to, I was a bearded lady for a while because I was I love my beard. I feel so pretty, but I also want to wear a skirt and I want to wear heels, and that's cute and great and fine. But at some point I was able to begin to kind of I don't know, change it even a little bit more. So I think the thing I loved about drag was, and what I've seen it do for so many people, I've seen it liberate them. It being a space of sexual liberation, I think gender expression, there's so many, I've just seen it transform people in so many ways, and even have fun too. I've always been a bit of a serious person, I always want to everything has to have major meaning, and healing, and saving the world, and shit like that. And sometimes it's just about, having fun.